Today I'm going to talk about the top 5 ways you can blow it on keto and how to avoid them. But before I do, who am I and why should you care? Well, my name is Brian and I lost 60 pounds on keto. I have come face to face with all 5 of these issues and I've conquered them, and I can tell you how as well. So let's get started. Number 1 way to fail on keto is to not understand that this is different than every other diet. A lot of people I talk to who say, "Oh, I tried keto, it didn't work for me." I have them explain for a couple minutes what they would eat in the course of a day, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, bro, you were not on keto. Here's the thing. On a normal diet, which is every other diet in the world, every other diet in the world is based on a theory called calorie restriction. Okay, it means eat less. And if you eat less, you will burn more calories relative to what you're eating and you will lose weight. There's all kinds of problems in that I will deal with another time, but keto is different. Keto is a switchover of fuels, okay? So you have a car that runs on gasoline. It's not going to run on gasoline anymore. We're going to switch its engine. It's now going to be an electric car. Okay. So to do that, we have to switch our bodies over from burning sugar to burning fat. So what does that mean? That means that in every other diet, if you want to reduce calories, you can just eat less sugar or less carbs or cut around the edges of your diet and eat a little better. Those incremental changes will help you on a traditional diet. Those incremental changes will not help you on keto. Think of this. Would you tell a cocaine addict to snort everything in moderation? No. Then why do we tell ourselves to eat everything in moderation? That is calorie restriction thinking. In keto, we are changing over your fuel from sugar, aka carbs, to fat. To do that, we have to lower your carb intake down to almost nothing so that your body is forced to trip the switch and kick over to actually burning fat. If you are starting a car and you turn the key just a little, it goes, does that start your car? No. That is like doing a little better in how you're eating. Okay, eating a little less sugar. You're just telling your body, it's not kicking over to burning fat. When you drop your carbs way down to almost nothing, traditionally it's 20 grams of carbs a day or less. Your body now has to kick over. You just went, and now so it's all or nothing is what I'm getting at. It's all or nothing. You're either kicking over into being in keto, or you're just cutting back on donuts and doing a little better at what you order at Coffee Bean and not putting as much vanilla syrup and everything. That's great, but that's calorie restriction mindset. That is not kicking it over to burning fat. When you're kicking it over, I don't care how many calories you're eating. I really don't. But Brian, I am counting carbs. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm still not winning. Well, you probably are ingesting hidden sugars that you're not aware of. Okay, my classic example here is this this bit of packaged meat. Okay, it looks innocent, but then you flip it over, it's got 3 forms of sugar in it. All right, so I don't care what the carb count is. Your body is reacting to this sugar in a way that's going to stall you. Okay, we're trying to limit your insulin response, and that's its own video. But guys, you should not be eating things in packages. And if you are, you really, really, really need to read the label with a trained eye, which is going to take a number of months at least. So stick with whole foods that your grandmother and great-grandmother would instantly recognize as edible food, nothing in a bright package with all this label stuff on it, and that's how you get through this initial stage. Because, guys, you cannot just count carbs, you have to think about what those carbs are being created by, okay? Yes, there's carbs in broccoli. Yes, there's carbs in spinach, but they're bound to fiber. They're all natural, and that is a far different reaction inside your body to this processed, chemicalized, industrialized sugar that you'd be pumping into yourself if you eat processed food like this. All right, moving on. The number 2 way to fail on keto is by going hungry. On a normal calorie restriction diet, going hungry is normal. In fact, you are jacking your hormones so bad, you are triggering anxiety, you're triggering starvation, you're triggering hunger. It's hell. We've all been there. On keto, if you're hungry, you did something wrong. Either you didn't eat enough, or you had more carbs than you thought, and that sugar in your body is triggering your hunger. Yes, there are foods that make you hungrier than when you began, a la potato chips, easy to eat the whole bag, right? Okay, so if you're hungry, you're doing something wrong. You need to go back and eat more. So long as you are eating keto foods, you can eat unlimited keto foods. If you're eating keto food, okay, eat as much as you want because it's going to fill you up. I dare you to force yourself to eat past being full when what's in front of you is steak and eggs and cheese and butter. Okay, it's easy to eat past when you're full if what's in front of you is a bag of potato chips or carbs. Carbs make you hungrier, they don't satisfy you, and you can eat the whole darn bag. But take that bag of chips, fill it full of steak, hard-boiled eggs, and cheese, and see how far you get. Even if you love steak and bacon and cheese, you can't eat much of it because it fills you up. So you need to eat until you're full. The number 3 way you can totally screw up keto is by making it complicated, okay? All these diet systems are giving you apps and track this and track that and eat off this list and points and all this and blah, 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 blah. Dude. Now, if in the beginning you want to track some carbs, I'm going to have a separate video on that, but frankly, I don't. And my wife didn't. What we do is at the beginning, we just look up how many carbs are in something, and then from now on, we kind of know if they're high carb or low carbs. So for example, in the beginning, we might Google how many carbs are in different nuts. And then we'd find something like this, and we'd take a look at it. And we would realize, oh gosh, cashews are like the highest carb thing I can possibly hope to eat. And meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, look at over on the left there, pecans are very low in carbs, Brazil nuts, macadamia nuts, and then there's like almonds and walnuts kind of in the middle, but I definitely need to stick far away from cashews. Okay, good to know. Like, that's it. We don't sit there and track every meal. We just get a general sense. As I eat a new food for the first time on keto, I look it up, like how many carbs are in beets, how many carbs are in whatever, and go from there. And then pretty soon you get a hang of it, especially if you're keeping it simple. And, you don't really need all these tracker thingies unless you want them and you like them, then go crazy. And there's phone apps that I'm sure you can easily Google, but that's just not my world. So with that, let's move on to number 4. The number 4 way is not meal prepping. Guys, you cannot make 15 good decisions a week. You got to make one good decision on Sunday afternoon. What do you like for breakfast? Make a big old pot of it and just have it around so that all week you can just eat it. What do you like for lunch? Well, make a big old pot of it and just have it scooped out in little containers that you take with you to work. And what do you like for dinner? Well, make a big old pot of it and just have it in the fridge and scoop it out and microwave it every night. I'm telling you, that's what we do to this day. Even if you didn't want to lose weight, meal prepping is the biggest time saver and frankly money saver you could ever do for yourself. Okay? We have just platters of things that we'll literally cook a whole roast in a crock pot on Sunday afternoon. We'll put it in a pan with some vegetables, and now all week it's just ready to go. So that you don't have to think when it's time to eat, you did your thinking days ago. All right? But if you are caught out without food, just stick to the principles. Guys, you can go to McDonald's and eat keto. I've done it. I'm going to have a video on it. It's just not that hard. So keep it simple. I love all these fancy recipes and all this stuff, but keep it simple in the beginning and learn these recipes one by one and then meal prep them. Okay? You like pizza? Fine. Google a keto pizza where you use cauliflower or cheese for the crust and make a big one, and now you got it for lunch all week. How simple is that? Now, if just my saying Google a recipe gave you anxiety, look how simple you can actually get started on keto the right way without recipes. Dude, just eat bacon and eggs until you can figure something else out. Like, seriously, it's cheap. Just don't get packaged bacon full of sugar. Just get, go to the butcher counter, get actual bacon, and eat it with eggs, scrambled eggs. That's it. Just eat that until you can Google and research something a little more complicated. But I am not being funny. There are weeks and sometimes months of this journey where I've eaten like 9 ingredients. I'll eat steak, I'll eat some spinach, some nuts on a salad, and eggs and cheese and sour cream. And I would have to sit and think for a while to think of what the other ingredients were. Like, you can keep this so simple and so cheap and so straightforward, it's insane. Let's move on to number 5. And number 5 is falling for what I call corporate keto. Corporate keto is something like Slim Fast, where it's going to say, oh, keto, or you're going to be tempted to try things like MCT oil or something. I'm not even going to go into that right now. You do not need corporate keto. You do not need anything with the word keto on it. There is no Dr. Keto. There is no Keto Corporation. There is no Keto Society. Keto is a style of eating, just like backstroke is a style of swimming, or flamenco is a style of guitar. No one owns it. It's just a style. So you don't need anyone's meal plan for $30 a month. You don't need the little keto bar, because here's the problem with that crap. Yeah, they can be 2 net carbs or whatever it is, but all of their ingredients can trigger insulin response and knock you out of being in keto, even though the carb count was fine. Okay? If you start getting salad dressing that says keto on it, read the ingredients. It's going to be full of crap that, yeah, it's low in carbs, but it's inflammatory crap. So guys, just real quick, let's take a look at this keto shake from Slim Fast just to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I want easy keto, 0 added sugar. Oh, great. 2 grams of net carbs. Woohoo! And that MCT oil thing I've heard about, I don't even know what it is, but the cool kids are drinking it on keto, right? So, all right, let me grab that and go. All right, honey, where's the toilet paper aisle? And off you go, and you think you just started keto. Now, let's flip it around. And yeah, sure, there is 2 net carbs. Well, let's see. Total carbs 7 minus fiber 5, 2. Okay, yeah. Okay, great. So 2 net carbs. Woohoo! 2 net carbs. I get 20 for the day. So this is only 2 of the 20. Yay, and I am in keto. Okay, right. Now let's look at the freaking ingredients, okay? And I do apologize for the low resolution of this. You can't even believe how hard it is to find full resolution ingredients on the internet, all right? Okay, ingredients, second line, maltodextrin, cellulose gel. Okay, Maltodextrin. I've only gotten to the second line, guys, and I could have stopped at the first line. The top milk protein concentrate, that's going to totally spike your insulin. But let's just look at maltodextrin. What the heck is that? Well, a quick Google. All right, let's take a look at what the heck maltodextrin is. Here we are. Maltodextrin is high on the glycemic index, meaning that it can cause a spike in your blood sugar. Hello? But over here, it was saying no added sugar, 0 added sugar, right? Oh, so that should be fine for me. No, guys, this maltodextrin just jacked your ass. Totally jacked your ass. And I'm only on the second line, all right? My God, all this crap. And friends, let me be clear. You hear frustration in my voice. You hear a little anger in my voice. This is not directed at you. It is pure sadness and passion that there are literally hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, who have quote-unquote tried keto, thinking this crap is keto, and the real keto might have saved their life. That's what you're hearing in my voice. Okay, moving on. You do not need to be buying things in bottles or boxes or cans. When you go shopping, you need to be shopping around the perimeter of the grocery store. That's where all the food Mother Nature made is. You're going to be buying vegetables that you love, meat that you love, cheese that you love, dairy that you love, eggs that you love, and you're going to be putting it all together in simple recipes that you love. And I have a video with meal ideas. Scroll through that and get some ideas. Keep it super simple. Can you eat eggs and bacon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all week while you're figuring out something else? Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, you can. But if you go get a damn keto shake or a whatever, okay, that is totally unsustainable, number one. You're pumping your body full of chemicals, number two. Okay, remember, gasoline has no carbs. That doesn't mean we should drink it. This channel and my journey and my wife's journey is all about whole food, natural, common sense keto. We do not sit here and track stuff, and I'll get to a whole other video on that. But right now, I just got to implore you, all right, to review. Number one, you failed because you weren't on keto to begin with. Number two, you got complicated in all the ways I described. There's really just 3 variations of the same theme, which is you got complicated. You went for corporate keto. You didn't eat when you were hungry. And you tried to advance things too soon. Don't worry about all that. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Okay. The biggest challenge in keto is to unlearn what you think you know from all the diets you've been on. You can't name a diet I haven't been on, guys, but they were all the same diet in the end. They were called calorie restriction, and that's not what keto is. It's a hormonal change. You're changing the way your body works fundamentally. And if you're still afraid of fat, we're going to get to that and we're going to cover it. But guys, let it be this simple, please. And here's a bonus. Here's a bonus that might be why you're failing. Is because you're winning and you don't know it. You're giving up because you're actually having progress, but it's not going as fast as you think. Because progress goes in stages. You're going to lose 10 pounds and then it's going to plateau. It's going to lose another 5 pounds and then it's going to plateau. And so the bonus tip of how you might be failing is by winning and not even knowing you're winning. So what's the number one way you can avoid losing even when you're winning and freaking out and giving up? Because that happened to a dear friend of mine. She lost 35 pounds and then she freaked out and gave up. Well, the answer for her is the answer for you. And that is you have to have a coach or a partner or some sort of community that can tell you what normal looks like. So if you don't have one, consider me that for you. Comment below, reach out to me. Let's connect. I want to help you on this journey. By the way, she's down 50 pounds now and she's not looking back. Started, hit 35, gained it all back to 0. We connected. Now she's down 50 and moving forward because now she knows what winning looks like. So anyway, that's its own video too. How many times have I said that's its own video? Well, I'm cranking them out as fast as I can, guys. Post your questions, comments. Please subscribe. Let me help you change. Then you help someone change. And if we keep that going, we can change the world. God bless.